G'day ladies and gentlemen, my name is Col Watago. I'm the CEO of an organisation called TRYP, TRYP. That's an acronym that stands for To Reach Your Potential. We run a program for young people. It's based on a Defence Force boot camp model, and what we do is we empower our young people by exposing them to challenging activities in a group setting, in teams, to help them to propel themselves into adulthood. I'm very fortunate to have a young man here with me now. His name is Arvi, and I'm going to get him just to introduce himself to me, which obviously he'll be doing to you. And I'm just going to ask him a couple of questions about this last boot camp we've just finished. In the background, you'll see that massive feature up there. That's a feature called Pinnacle, and we actually walked that together at night in the dark without torches, with a whole bunch of other young fellas. And I'm really proud of each and every one of them. G'day Arvi, it's really nice to have you on here, mate. And particularly, who would have thought about a week ago you knew you were coming on a boot camp, but I don't think you really knew what to expect. You might have had a bit of an idea.
Yes, sir.
Mate, just tell us your name and where you're from.
My name's Arvi and I'm from Miller.
Miller in New South Wales?
New South Wales, Sydney.
Okay, mate, in Sydney. Now, mate, what are some of the things you did in the program over this last week? A pretty big week.
Oh yeah, for the past 4 days we basically learned how to survive in the bush, and some of the sign language, the alpha, beta, beta sign language, and those stuff. And we learned how to set up a tent, and how to see in night. Can't do it in front of cameras. Yeah, night visions, and
was that helpful? Did you find the night vision help you when you're walking in the dark?
Yeah, it was really helpful. It was a challenge though, but once you start concentrating on what you're focusing, it just gives you a better vision. Yeah,
mate. Mate, what was one of the challenging things? Did you have anything that you found challenging?
The challenging thing stuff for me was listening to you about when you were saying stuff about how you deal with your past, present, and future. That was one of the most toughest things that I took.
Awesome.
Because it got to me really bad. Yeah.
Okay, because it brings back a lot of thinking and a lot of experience and a lot of history.
Yeah, half of the time I kept on looking out, pretending to take the leak, but wasn't.
You know that you had. So, would you say then by talking about some of that stuff sometimes helps you deal a little bit better with that stuff?
Actually, what I do to keep my mind focused, I just don't think about my past. I just think what's going to happen today.
Awesome. So what you're saying now, mate, is through TRYP then, have you got something now to focus on your future? Have you got something that you want to look at for the future, maybe?
Ever since I was a little kid, I wanted to join the army. And I had bits of ups and downs, change of mind here and there. And recently, like a couple of months ago, a year ago, I wanted to join army, and then I got influenced by drugs and stuff like that, which totally took my mind off the army and started affecting my future life. So and then I basically did nothing. I used to smoke heaps every single day, and after that I met a mate. Like, I don't have a can't do it.
Yes, you can. You're talking to me, mate. It's all cool, buddy.
Can't do it though.
Yes, you can, mate. You've done that mountain, you can do anything. Listen, mate, you've done an awesome job here, and I just want to let you know, mate, that the world is your future, eh?
Yeah.
It is, isn't it? We're going to focus on the future now.
Yeah.
What is it that Arvi wants now?
I really want a better life.
Yeah. That's awesome, mate. And you know what, son? What you've experienced over these last few days, and what you've demonstrated to me, mate. You know, you are setting yourself up to put yourself in a place for success. Hey, you know, the way you applied yourself, the way you worked with these other fellas, And I think one of the biggest things out of it for me, mate, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you need to tell me, but it's helping you to refocus. You see, son, what's happened is, somewhere in your journey, something's been stolen. Yeah? You had a focus for Army, but somewhere in that mix, something stole things. We talked about that, eh? Stuff was stolen. Well, guess what? You're getting it back. Hey, you're getting it back now. And this is awesome. And what we're going to do from here, what are you going to do about it from now? What you tell me what your plans are. Forget the past. What are we going to do from here?
For this year, my plan is to find a proper job and
Yes.
save heaps of money and buy a car and a house for myself.
Yes.
And for next year, my plan is to apply for Army and sign a contract. Hopefully I could. I mean, I will. And yeah. And the reason why I basically want to join Army is to be part of something big.
Big and respectable
have a family.
and strong, and it's a family, eh? We talked about that out here, eh? You already, mate, belong to this family, the TRYP family now. Okay?
Yeah.
You weren't a member of the TRYP family before.
Yeah.
And you met a lot of awesome young men and women who are all doing the same thing. And it's just wonderful that we can all come together as a mob. Hey, we can come together, and even with all our lumps and bumps and warts and all that past and all that stuff, and do journey together, and then start looking for something good in the future. And I want to congratulate you, mate, because I know for a fact, what a lot of people won't know, is just before we left Sydney to come on this program, you weren't going to come. For whatever reason, it doesn't matter, but you were not going to come. But I want to congratulate you, son, on making that decision to come. And I can tell you now, if you keep applying yourself the way you did when we did that mountain up there, and sleeping out in the bush and doing all these other things, the world is your oyster, mate. It is a decision you will never, ever, ever regret. Whether you go in the Defence Force or not, your whole life now, I want you to focus on all those really good things that you want. And let me tell you something else, mate. You deserve all those good things. All our young fellas, we deserve those good things. And I just want to congratulate you, mate. I'm really proud of you for what you've achieved, and more importantly, of what you're going to achieve to reach your potential. Okay, mate? You're an awesome young man. You've got a great future, son. And I do believe now that if you focus and stay focused on what you want, not where you've been and what's happened, but where you want to go, the world is your oyster, mate. And you'll always have a home at TRYP, eh? Hey? Would you come back with TRYP again?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I know you would. Good on you, mate. Awesome. Harvey, you're a great man, fella.
Thanks.
Alright? Thanks a lot, team.
Alright.
Let's go.